Hello, welcome to the Claims and Insurance webinar. Thank you for joining us today. I am Jessica Hansen. I will be your presenter, and today's topics will include Daisy Central and how to find your claim status reports, the insurance coverage window, the insurance plan window, creating a claim in Daisy and how that works on the back end, posting claims within Daisy, claim history, claims and insurance reports that are helpful, how to clean up insurance plans, how the claim process works from start to finish, and some tips on what to have handy when calling in the support team for claims research. Let's get started. This is Daisy Central. Your inbox can be found in about the middle of the screen right here. If you wish, you can expand it by hovering your mouse over and expanding this up. If you don't see your inbox, say for instance you've accidentally closed it by clicking on this X, or it was simply never in view to begin with, you can bring that back into view by clicking on View and selecting Inbox. When you have claim status reports in here, you can double click on them and it will launch a website and show you what they look like. Let me bring up an example of a claim status report. When you're looking at claim status, you'll see information about the payer, submitting clearinghouse, the billing provider, and the patient information. If you see a notice on here that says entity acknowledges receipt of claim, that typically means the insurance company will process your claim. You'll also notice rejection messages in here, and that will be a good time to call the insurance company to find out what might be missing or contact the support team and we can help assist with that. Let's move on to the insurance coverage window. You can get there a couple different ways. You can do so from the account screen or the patient screen. I'm going to use the patient screen today. You would search for your patient, bring them up, and under the insurance coverage window, you'll see your insurance coverages. If you want a refresher on adding insurance coverage or you're a new user and want to find a nice how-to, be sure to go to our YouTube channel and search for Astra Practice Partners. You will see a lot of different videos on there regarding insurance and some tips and tricks on making that process pretty easy for yourself. So I highly encourage you to go in there and check that out. Make sure to subscribe to our channel so that you'll always be up to date when we add new videos. Okay, so from here, you actually can reassign patient coverage by clicking on this button. If, for instance, you find that the insurance was swapped somehow for the patient, you need to change the insurance plan that's associated with them or change the relationship status, you can easily do so on the fly. Additionally, if you open up the coverage window under the Patients tab, you will be able to click in that field and do so from here as well. A couple of nice things to note about this window is in this benefits remaining field, you can see what benefits this patient has remaining. If you know that a patient has used more benefits than what you see here, if you are a specialty office or a patient has gone to a specialist, you can simply update those benefits here and notate how much they've actually used at another office. When you save those changes, it's going to modify how much is remaining for that patient. This will be handy if you like to show your patient an idea of what they can expect to pay using our quick estimate feature or presenting them with a printed treatment plan. Under the subscriber tab, you can see the subscriber information. You can update the subscriber ID by clicking in this field here. You can quickly launch the subscriber's personal information and make updates here, or search for a new subscriber that might already exist in your database, or create one on the fly by clicking on New Subscriber. From this window, if you're a real-time eligibility user, you can see that this icon is active. This is our real-time eligibility quick access icon, and what this will do is launch information related to that patient's specific benefits. Having this icon in place is very helpful if you want to quickly see that information. When you click on it, you're going to get a window that looks similar to this, where it explains who the payer is, provider information, subscriber information, and with a live patient example, you would see a breakdown of their benefits here. When you click on the edit icon for insurance plan, it will launch the details of the insurance. From here, you can see what benefits they have under the benefits tab for deductibles, annual maximums, eligibility information. You can change the benefits renew by, whether it's calendar year versus benefit year. One thing to note when you have the benefits resetting by a calendar year, when you come in after the first of the year, you may note that the benefits have not yet reset. We recommend running a daily closing first thing in the morning on the first day of the new year, which actually resets all of those benefits for you. That way, when you start your day, you're going to have all your benefits fully reset and you'll be ready to start. Under the coverage by category is where you're going to see what the percent levels are and indicate whether or not that specific category requires a deductible. Under specific procedure coverage is where you can indicate procedures that might be covered at a different percent level than what the category is that they reside in. Participating providers should be added here. So if you do participate with this insurance company, we recommend putting your information in this field. This will help show an accurate representation of provider discount when presenting a patient with the printed treatment plan and or showing them a quick estimate. A couple of things to note as well is this UCR checkbox, if it's checked, will allow you to add a UCR. You can search for a different UCR by clicking on this search icon and selecting from your list, or you can edit your UCR values by clicking on that edit field and quickly changing and making edits to the values that are here. A nice tool that we like to set up for offices as well is what we call a mock insurance plan. Doing this will actually allow you to copy the benefits from one plan to another. So under our tools menu, you can copy insurance from another insurance plan. Likewise, you can also copy the insurance information to another insurance plan. So if you have this plan that you're already on set up and you know there's another plan that mimics it, you can copy all the information to that specific insurance plan. Likewise, if you come up to copy insurance from, you can choose to just do one tab at a time or all of the information. If you've done this before, you'll note all the different plans that you've actually copied benefits from in the past. This 50, 1500, 100, 80, 50 plan is a mock insurance plan that we will set up that doesn't actually have any patients set up on it. However, it does have all of the benefit information preset so that you can easily copy over what we typically find as a default insurance plan setup. So that includes a $50 deductible, a $1,500 maximum, basic child eligibility and student eligibility, coverage by category, as well as the following specific procedure coverage and participating provider tabs. Okay, let's move on to creating a claim in DAISY. You can do this from the transactions window if you're creating a new claim, or you can create a new ledger claim by opening an existing accounts ledger. We're going to create a new claim from the transactions window. I'm going to use the quick access icon to launch transactions for Bentley Hansen, which will preload him into our system. Under the charges tab, you would select the patient. In this case, we're going to choose to add one for Bentley. You can add procedures in a few different ways. You can do so manually. You also can do so from the treatment plan, or if you have our appoint system, you can do so from the patient's appointment for the day. Be sure to check out our monthly newsletter, Luminary, for details on our upcoming webinar regarding DAISY Appoint. That will take place next month. So please feel free to look at that and get signed up and learn all about DAISY Appoint and what we have to offer. From here, you would add in the procedures that you're posting for the day. Once you have that information added and you click your save icon, you're going to get a confirmation that the claim has been created. At this point, let's view our claim. You're going to notice that the insurance information shows for both carriers. If you want to send the claims for both insurance companies at the same time, you can uncheck that hold box, but by default, that hold box will be selected in order to allow the primary claim to go out first to be processed, and then allow the secondary claim to go out after the fact. If you would like, you can add remarks to your claim. There is a 250 character limit on these remarks. You can also choose to print your claim if you'd like to send it through the mail. I'm going to go ahead and do that so that I can show you an example of posting an insurance payment. This confirmation window is stating that by clicking yes, you acknowledge that the electronic claim will no longer go and that you are responsible for mailing the claim at this point. Let's go ahead and show you a preview of how that looks. It will print on a basic ADA claim form, just like you're used to seeing right here. So we'll have all the patient information, benefit information, and provider information. Okay, so let's just say that the insurance has paid on this claim and we are ready to post that claim payment. Coming back to the transactions window under the payments tab, you would add the check information. Sometimes if you use ERA, you might have an EFT payment. You would put in your amount that the insurance is paying. And when you connect your claim, let's look at, there you go. When you connect your claim that has been linked to a secondary insurance, you're going to notice a new icon appear under this RC column. RC stands for related claim. If you double click on that icon, you're going to see all the claims associated that are secondary. You can also choose to view those related claims and add any additional notes here. You can also choose to print this if you so choose. If you are an NEA user, you would also see an additional icon appear right up here in your quick access toolbar that would automatically bridge to NEA and allow you to add any x-rays or screenshots of a perio exam. It also will allow you to create a longer narrative if you need to. It's extended to 1,000 characters with NEA. If you are not an NEA user and you are interested in finding out more information, you can contact our support team. We will be happy to give you all of that information. We also offer a promotion code that will waive the sign-up fee and get you 1 month free. Okay, so if you don't have any changes to make, everything's good with the secondary claim, you can close this window. And when you post your claim payment, it will pre-mark that claim it will change the claim status from open to paid and automatically set the secondary claim to pending. Okay, so from here is our claim history window. There's a lot of different options that you can choose here. When you open claim history from the patient's quick access, you'll note that it's going to be pre-filtered for just the claims related to that account. You can also choose to look at insurance company claims, insurance plan claims, or claims selected for a specific subscriber. If you want to look at all claims, you can click the reset button here, and it will resort this list for you based on new, pending, and open claims, where you can choose to sort your list alphabetically by patient in ascending or descending order. Insurance company is another way that I see a lot of people resorting their list if they'd like to see all the insurance claims related to a specific insurance company, as well as dates of service or create dates. You can change the information that you're seeing by using your claim status checkboxes. One that we recommend looking by as well is hold and part paid claims, as that will help you get a better picture of all the claims that might need action taken on them. If you do use your claim status checkboxes and edit your information here, be sure to click Apply so that those changes actually take place. Likewise, you can filter by different dates here. You also have the ability to look at claims that are associated with different providers. A nice thing that I like to point out for people as well is if you see a claim that you think that you need to do further research on, but you may not have the time to do so at the moment, open it up and check this needs research box. And when you come in here, you'll notice that this research box is now checked. If you check this research filter and hit apply, you're going to then see a list of all the claims that you've marked as needs research so that you can quickly determine what's going on with those claims and get that research handled. Again, resetting that, hitting the reset button will resort your list for all claims. A nice thing I also like to point out for people as well is if you uncheck these boxes and check the box for pre-auth and hit apply, you're going to see a list of all the different pre-authorizations in your system. It will always be stored in here until they're cleaned up, and that includes either denying the claim or the pre-auth, accepting the pre-auth, or marking it as canceled. One nice thing to note as well is if you have a group of old pre-authorizations, as you can see here, we have several from many years back. If you hold your control key on your keyboard and select your different items, while still holding your control key down, if you right-click, you will get this menu of options. From here, you can change the open claims to and choose one of the different statuses. I'm going to choose canceled for this scenario, and it will ask me if I'm sure that I want to change these claims to canceled. When I say yes, it will show that it has acknowledged that, and when I click OK, they fall off this list. This is a nice way to do a quick cleanup of your claims if you notice that there are several that are outside the timely filing, just old pre-authorizations that you'd like to clean up. Whatever it is that you might be wanting to do in this field, you can use that feature to quickly change some statuses. That also works for pending claims as well. If you want to clean up these pending claims, you can do so by right-clicking and changing those claims to canceled. Additionally, with hold claims as well, this will sometimes happen if there have been a lot of rebills or ledger claims created. If you see a lot of hold claims in here, you can right-click on these hold claims and change the hold claims to excluded, which is essentially the same as canceling those claims. It's a nice feature to use if you're doing a lot of claims research or cleanup. Another thing worth noting is your reports menu up here from your claim history window will allow you to see a series of pre-filtered reports. You have your claim summary, which is going to default to open and part paid claims. When you come in here, you'll notice that the claims are going to be in alphabetical order by patient last name. It shows you some basic information regarding the patient birth date, subscriber birth date, insurance phone number if you have that added, and the group ID. You also will have a new claim summary. This is useful if you like to view the claims that have been generated that day. So this will only be available between after you have posted, but before you have run your daily closing. A claims aged over 30 days report is also a nice one to see. That will show you a preview of all the claims that are over 30 days old in alphabetical order by patient name. Additionally, there is a claim aging by insurance company aged over 30 days that will give you the same list, but it will sort it in alphabetical order by insurance company. This might be useful for doing follow-up phone calls on open claims or part paid claims that are over your 30-day mark. If you want to get them all handled in one fell swoop, you can call the insurance company and use this list to say, these are the claims I would like to check on, and get that taken care of. All right, so moving on to our report gallery. If you click on your reports button here, or you can find that from going to Daisy and clicking on reports on the menu. This is your report gallery, and we have a series of different folders, including this claims and insurance folder. From here, you can open up your claims and insurance folder and you will see a lot of the same reports that you have from your reports drop down, except these ones will allow you to filter them for a broader spectrum so you get more information, or narrow them down even further so that you get less information if you're looking for something very specific. A couple that I'm going to point out are this insurance company statistics by insurance company. This is a useful report if you're curious about what type of plans you have out there, who might be associated with it, what insurance companies are connected to the various plans. It also will show you the number of patients on these plans, the number of claims that have been generated with this plan, what has been billed, as well as what's been paid for these plans. Another useful report that I like to point our users toward is the insurance coverages report. This one is useful if you would like to see, for instance, what benefits you might have remaining for a patient, as well as any number of different insurance code information, subscriber, relationship to insured. A lot of these different filters will have useful information. If you're not sure how to filter these reports, I highly recommend reaching out to our DAISY support team. We can help you with these reports and are more than willing to go over them and explain what these filters mean and how it will yield different results. The insurance plan detail report will also show you information about the specific insurance plans in your system. This one might take a moment to generate, but it will go over the specific details regarding the insurance benefit levels, the coverage by category, and just the different, whether or not there's a deductible applied, percent levels, etc. Patient insurance coverage list is a nice report as well. When you come into the properties of this report, you'll see several different things. You can use this coverage field to indicate whether or not the patient has dual coverage versus single coverage. You can look up specific patient information for insurance coverage, insurance plan information, and this payments by payer report is one that's underutilized as well, and it's a really nice one. This will show you the payments that have been made by payer. So a lot of times people will call wanting to know what has been paid on or how much has been paid by an individual insurance company. This is a useful report to use in order to get that information. You'll see some good detail here and also be able to filter this down by specific insurance companies, insurance plans, payment types, or provider information. Insurance plan cleanup. Let's tackle that. Oh, one more thing before I move away from the reports. I apologize. Your insurance claims could drop to paper or be denied for a few different reasons. Some of those could include invalid subscriber address, procedure code, invalid subscriber ID information, treating provider or treating license, any number of different reasons. One nice way to combat that is with your HIPAA exceptions report. Mine is right here. If you do not see a HIPAA exceptions report in your report gallery, you can right click, choose new, and go to report. That will bring up the search for report template, and you can start typing in HIPAA and it will show up right here. When you hit OK, that will load this into your system. And if you right click to go into properties, you will note that there are no filters on this report, and that is by design so that you can get the full picture of anything that might cause your claims to be denied or drop to paper. When you run this report, you're going to see what provider information might trigger a denial or a drop to paper, patient information, or subscriber information. We recommend running this report on a weekly or monthly basis. You also can bring it into your daily closing folder. If you'd like to do that, you can just simply click and drag it and drop it into that folder. But it's a good one to run on a fairly regular basis so that you can try to stay on top of any potential fallout or reasons why your claims might be denied. When you know that there's an insurance company or plan that may be not necessary anymore, say that your patient no longer has that coverage, you can come into their patient window and you can go into their plan. One thing that we commonly see is rather than coming into the plan and actually deleting that coverage by going to File and Delete Insurance Coverage, we will commonly see that people will click this minus sign. That's one way to remove the insurance, but it doesn't formally delete that insurance coverage for the patient, so it's still available to be selected from the reassigned patient coverages window or show up on various reports. So if you know that the patient for sure does not have that coverage any longer, we do recommend opening that coverage, going to File, Delete Insurance Coverage. Once you have deleted that insurance coverage, if you know or have an idea that that patient may have been the last patient connected to that plan, if you come into your DAISY drop-down menu and search for insurance plan, you will be able to come into that plan and know you can check to see how many people might still be connected to this plan if you go to File, Open, Related Coverages. This will show you a list of any patient that might still be connected to that plan. We're going to pretend that Madge also no longer has this coverage. So again, we'll open her coverage window and we will go to File, Delete, Insurance Coverage. Now, since we saw that Madge was the last person that had this plan, we can confirm that that there are no longer any patients connected to this plan by going into the search for related coverage. If this list shows up blank, what this will indicate is that this is now an orphaned insurance plan. One thing that could bog down the system or just show up on different reports are orphaned insurance plans. So if you would like to clean those up, we recommend deleting that plan altogether and going to File, Delete, Insurance Plan. Once you do that, that plan will be removed from your system and no longer show up on any reports. Okay, so let's review how claims work in the background of DAISY. We saw how they are created with the posting of procedures, and we saw how they are cleaned up, how the insurance payments are made. If I open up my cheat sheet, this is a nice little breakdown of how those claims work. So when you have your charges and you've posted those charges, if the patient has dual coverage, you will notice that the claim will be created for both the primary and secondary at the same time. Running your daily closing is what will separate those two claims and put the primary in a pending status and the secondary in a hold status. Data Exchange is the tool that we use to send those electronic claim files from your office to ours. And when you run that, that will change the primary claim to open and show it as being sent in the claim detail window. And that is also what will change the secondary claim to hold. That will keep that in place while it waits for something to occur with the primary claim, and for instance, getting the claim payment attached. The file is then processed from our server to the clearinghouses. The clearinghouses will assess the claim, and if they see no reason for rejection, they will send that claim to the insurance company. The insurance company will then accept the claim for processing, at which point they will send a claim status report back to us, and we will in turn send that back to you through Data Exchange, where you'll see it in your DAISY inbox. Once everything has been processed, the claim payment is then sent to your office. When you call for claims research, we recommend having these items handy, as this will help expedite the process and get your claim research handled much faster. Having this information will typically allow our support team to do some research on the back end for you, and more often than not, we will be able to find that information from the clearinghouse and find out if there was a rejection and be able to forward that information to yourself or contact the insurance company and get a much faster resolution. This concludes our claims and insurance webinar for the day. I appreciate you all for joining us. Be sure to look for Luminary for next month's sign up for the Point webinar, and please reach out to our team if you have any questions. Thank you and have a great day.